Magnesium deficiency is the silent epidemic striking seniors harder than anyone else. And here's the shocking truth. Up to 80% of adults over 60 are deficient, and 99% don't even know it. That means almost every senior you see could already be living with a hidden health time bomb. The symptoms. They creep in quietly. A twitch in your leg. Fatigue you blame on age. Headaches you call normal. But studies prove low magnesium can increase heart attack risk by 50%, stroke by 30%, and type 2 diabetes by nearly 40%. That's not aging, that's a mineral crisis. Think of it like your car engine running out of oil. At first, it sputters. Then it rattles. And finally, it fails. Your body does the same. First cramps, then anxiety, then suddenly. A life-threatening event. And here's the most terrifying fact. Researchers discovered that seniors with the number 1 symptom on this list had a 70% higher risk of sudden death. 70%. So today, we reveal the top 10 magnesium deficiency symptoms you must never ignore. The information in this video is backed by real science. We've spent hours digging through peer-reviewed research, and every single reference is linked in the description below. Before we dive in, let me know in the comments, have you or someone you love felt any of these signs? Alright, let's start with the first hidden symptom. Number 10. Muscle twitches and cramps. One of the earliest and most common signs of magnesium deficiency in seniors is frequent muscle twitches, cramps, or even those annoying nighttime leg spasms that wake you up from sleep. These aren't just random misfires in your muscles. Magnesium plays a central role in the way your muscles contract and relax. Think of it like a light switch. Calcium tells the muscle to contract, while magnesium helps it relax. Without enough magnesium, that switch gets stuck in the on position, leading to painful tightness or twitching. A large study in BMJ Open found that seniors with lower magnesium levels were 35% more likely to experience muscle cramps compared to those with healthy levels. What's scary is how often people dismiss this as simple aging, dehydration, or even circulation problems, when in reality, it could be an early warning of deficiency. The good news is that muscle-related symptoms often respond quickly once magnesium intake is improved. Seniors can get relief by including foods rich in magnesium such as spinach, almonds, pumpkin seeds, and even dark chocolate in moderation. For better absorption, pair these foods with adequate protein and avoid excess alcohol, which depletes magnesium stores even faster. Some seniors also benefit from magnesium citrate supplements, which are among the most absorbable forms. But the key here is consistency. Replenishing magnesium isn't a one-time fix. It takes weeks for levels in the body's tissues to normalize. Now that we've looked at this first whisper from your body, let's move on to the next symptom, which often masquerades as simple tiredness, but goes much deeper. Number 9. Constant fatigue and low energy. Fatigue is one of those symptoms that almost every senior chalks up to just getting older. But in many cases, it is magnesium quietly crying out for attention. Magnesium is essential for producing adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, which is the actual energy currency inside your cells. Think of ATP like the fuel in your car's tank. Without magnesium, your body struggles to even unlock that fuel, leaving you running on empty no matter how much sleep you get. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition showed that seniors with low magnesium levels reported 28% higher rates of persistent fatigue compared to those with adequate levels. What makes it more dangerous is how subtle it begins. It often starts as needing an extra nap during the day, then slowly progresses into feeling wiped out after doing basic chores like cooking or taking a short walk. The solution isn't simply more caffeine or energy drinks, because those only mask the exhaustion. Instead, recharging energy at its source requires building up magnesium through leafy greens, beans, and whole grains. Even something as simple as adding avocado to breakfast can make a difference. Supplements, particularly magnesium malate, may also help because malate supports the energy cycle directly. The most important step is not ignoring constant fatigue. When energy keeps dipping despite rest, it's a red flag pointing toward magnesium deficiency. And if tiredness wasn't worrying enough, the next symptom shows how magnesium shortfalls can directly affect the heart's most vital rhythm. Number 8. Irregular heartbeat, arrhythmia. When a heart starts to beat irregularly, it's no small issue. One of the most alarming effects of magnesium deficiency is arrhythmia, where the heart skips beats, beats too fast, or pounds unexpectedly. Magnesium is crucial for maintaining the flow of electrical signals that keep your heartbeat steady. Without enough of it, calcium and potassium inside heart cells become unbalanced, which can trigger dangerous rhythm disturbances. Research published in Circulation found that people with low magnesium levels had a 52% greater risk of developing arrhythmias, especially atrial fibrillation, which is strongly linked to stroke. Seniors are particularly vulnerable because both aging and medications such as diuretics or proton pump inhibitors drain magnesium levels from the body. This symptom is not something to brush aside. Sometimes arrhythmias are felt as palpitations, fluttering in the chest, or a racing heartbeat. Other times, they're silent until they cause fainting or even sudden cardiac arrest. Restoring magnesium through diet, such as including bananas, cashews, and leafy greens, helps support steady heart function. For those with diagnosed arrhythmia, magnesium taurate is often recommended since taurine also benefits heart rhythm. Doctors sometimes use intravenous magnesium in emergencies to stabilize dangerous heartbeats, which shows just how critical this mineral is. Now that we've seen how magnesium influences the body's energy and heart, the next symptom reveals how dangerously it can play with the nervous system, even leading to anxiety and mood swings. Number 7. Anxiety and mood changes. Mental health isn't the first thing people think of when talking about minerals, yet magnesium has a direct impact on the brain and emotional stability. Low magnesium is strongly tied to anxiety, irritability, and mood swings. The reason is that magnesium helps regulate neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers that allow brain cells to communicate. It also controls the stress hormone cortisol. Without enough magnesium, cortisol rises, creating a constant state of tension. In fact, a clinical trial published in PLOS 1 found that supplementing with 248 milligrams of magnesium daily reduced self-reported anxiety by 31% in older adults after only 6 weeks. That's a dramatic improvement without medication. For seniors, anxiety linked to magnesium deficiency often appears as restlessness, difficulty relaxing, or snapping at loved ones over small issues. It may even mimic depression, leaving people feeling flat and unmotivated. What makes this dangerous is how it feeds a vicious cycle. Stress further depletes magnesium, and lower magnesium intensifies stress. Foods such as pumpkin seeds, dark leafy vegetables, and legumes can help, while magnesium glycinate is often the best supplemental form for calming the nervous system because it's gentle and well absorbed. Evening relaxation routines, combined with dietary magnesium, have been shown to improve sleep and reduce overall nervous tension in seniors. Now that we've uncovered how magnesium shortfalls affect the mind, let's turn to the next symptom, which hits even deeper by interfering with something seniors value most: strong, reliable bones. Number 6. Weak bones and osteoporosis. When most people think about bone strength, calcium takes the spotlight. But here's the surprising truth. Magnesium is just as important, and without it, calcium can't even do its job. Magnesium activates vitamin D, which is needed for calcium absorption. Without enough magnesium, calcium often ends up deposited in soft tissues like arteries instead of strengthening bones. A large study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that seniors with higher magnesium intake had over 60% lower risk of fractures compared to those with low intake. That's a massive difference. For seniors, magnesium deficiency shows up as brittle bones, frequent fractures, or worsening osteoporosis despite taking calcium supplements. It's like trying to build a house with plenty of bricks, but no cement to hold them together. The best bone-protecting foods include pumpkin seeds, black beans, and leafy greens, along with moderate sun exposure for vitamin D activation. Magnesium citrate or glycinate supplements are often recommended since they absorb well. What's key is balance. Too much calcium without magnesium can actually harm bone health and raise heart risks. Seniors who focus on both together tend to see better results in bone density scans and overall strength. And while weak bones may develop slowly, the next symptom strikes faster and more painfully, affecting something nearly every senior struggles with: chronic headaches and migraines. Number 5. Frequent headaches and migraines. Headaches might feel like just another nuisance, but recurring headaches or migraines can be a strong signal of magnesium deficiency. Magnesium affects blood vessel function, nerve signaling, and pain perception. When levels drop, blood vessels in the brain may constrict, setting off intense migraine pain. In fact, research in the Journal of Neurotransmission found that people with low magnesium were twice as likely to experience migraines compared to those with healthy levels. For seniors, this often shows up as morning headaches, tension across the temples, or migraine attacks triggered by stress or skipped meals. Doctors sometimes use intravenous magnesium as an emergency treatment for migraines, which shows how vital it is for calming blood vessels and nerves. But prevention is where the real power lies. Seniors can reduce headache frequency by including magnesium-rich foods like nuts, seeds, and whole grains. Magnesium oxide supplements are commonly used for migraine prevention, though glycinate is gentler on the stomach. Drinking enough water and reducing processed foods also helps, since dehydration and sodium overload make magnesium deficiency worse. Relief doesn't come overnight, but within weeks, many people notice fewer migraines and shorter headache episodes once magnesium intake improves. While headaches are painful and disruptive, the next symptom digs even deeper into the nervous system, leading to issues with memory and cognition that many seniors fear most. Number 4. Memory problems and cognitive decline. One of the most frightening signs of aging for seniors is memory loss, and magnesium deficiency can make this decline much faster. Magnesium is essential for synaptic plasticity, which is the brain's ability to adapt and form new connections. This is critical for learning and memory. In a groundbreaking study published in Neuron, researchers found that raising magnesium levels in the brain improved both short-term and long-term memory in older animals. For humans, low magnesium has been linked to a 76% higher risk of developing mild cognitive impairment and even dementia. In seniors, this may appear as forgetting names, losing track of appointments, or struggling to follow conversations. These small lapses often get dismissed as normal aging, but when magnesium deficiency is involved, the decline can be accelerated. Adding magnesium-rich foods like legumes, green vegetables, and seeds can help preserve brain function. Magnesium threonate, a specialized supplement, is particularly promising because it crosses the blood-brain barrier and directly supports brain cells. Seniors who combine magnesium with mental exercises, quality sleep, and omega-3 fatty acids often report sharper memory and clearer thinking. As concerning as memory decline is, the next symptom reveals how magnesium deficiency can also interfere with one of the body's most critical automatic systems: blood pressure regulation. Number 3. High blood pressure. High blood pressure, or hypertension, is often called the silent killer because it usually has no obvious symptoms until it causes severe damage. Magnesium plays a critical role in relaxing the walls of blood vessels. Without enough of it, those vessels tighten and stiffen, driving blood pressure higher. A meta-analysis in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition revealed that increasing magnesium intake by just 100 milligrams per day was linked to a 5 mg reduction in systolic blood pressure. That might sound small, but even a 5-point drop can cut the risk of heart attack and stroke by over 10%. Seniors who already face age-related vessel stiffening are especially vulnerable when magnesium runs low. What makes this tricky is that many people are on blood pressure medications without realizing magnesium could be part of the root cause. By adding foods such as spinach, nuts, and whole grains, or using supplements like magnesium citrate, many seniors see meaningful improvements in their blood pressure numbers. Lifestyle habits like reducing processed foods and managing stress further protect magnesium reserves. Keeping blood pressure under control with magnesium isn't just about numbers on a monitor. It's about protecting your heart, brain, and kidneys from damage that can shorten life. And if hypertension is dangerous, the next symptom is even scarier because it directly ties magnesium deficiency to life-threatening conditions like heart attacks. Number 2. Increased risk of heart disease. Heart disease remains the #1 killer worldwide, and magnesium deficiency has been strongly linked to this deadly condition. Magnesium regulates heart rhythm, blood vessel function, and cholesterol balance. Without enough magnesium, arteries become stiffer, blood pressure climbs, and inflammation rises, all perfect conditions for heart disease to develop. A study in the Journal of Clinical Hypertension found that people with low magnesium intake had a 50% higher risk of dying from heart disease compared to those with adequate levels. For seniors, this can manifest as chest discomfort, shortness of breath, or fatigue with even light activity. Magnesium-rich diets, especially those following the Mediterranean pattern with plenty of vegetables, legumes, nuts, and whole grains, are proven to protect the heart. Magnesium taurate is a supplement often highlighted for heart health because taurine supports healthy blood pressure and rhythm. Regular physical activity, staying hydrated, and cutting down on processed foods also help magnesium levels stay steady. The most important message is this: ignoring magnesium deficiency doesn't just cause discomfort. It lays the foundation for the very conditions that threaten longevity. But even as heart disease is terrifying, it's not the #1 symptom you should fear most. The final one is even more insidious because it hides in plain sight, often overlooked until it's too late. And science has proven its link to magnesium deficiency again and again. Number 1. Sudden cardiac arrest. At the very top of the list, the most dangerous symptom of magnesium deficiency is sudden cardiac arrest. Unlike arrhythmias or gradual heart disease, this is an abrupt loss of heart function, often striking without warning. Magnesium is essential for stabilizing the electrical signals that control the heartbeat. When levels dip too low, the heart can go into fatal rhythm disturbances within seconds. Research in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that individuals with the lowest magnesium levels had a 70% higher risk of sudden cardiac death compared to those with normal levels. For seniors who already face weaker reserves and slower recovery, this risk becomes even more pronounced. What makes it so terrifying is its unpredictability. Many seniors who suffer sudden cardiac arrest had only mild symptoms before, perhaps fatigue, leg cramps, or palpitations, that were brushed off as normal aging. Prevention here is everything. A consistent magnesium-rich diet, proper hydration, and careful use of supplements under medical supervision are the strongest shields. Foods like leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and beans should become staples. In hospitals, intravenous magnesium is often used as a life-saving emergency measure during cardiac arrest, underscoring how critical it is. The bottom line is that magnesium deficiency doesn't just make life uncomfortable, it can end it suddenly. And that's why number 1 is the most chilling and the most important warning sign seniors must never ignore. Now you've seen it, 10 powerful warning signs that magnesium deficiency is far more than just aging. From cramps and headaches to the terrifying reality of sudden cardiac arrest, the message couldn't be clearer. Magnesium is the mineral that keeps your body alive and thriving. Ignore it, and you risk everything. Here's the good news. You can take action starting today. The best magnesium-rich foods are simple, affordable, and probably already in your grocery store. Spinach, pumpkin seeds, almonds, black beans, even a small square of dark chocolate. Just one handful of pumpkin seeds gives you nearly half your daily needs. On the flip side, the worst foods are everywhere too: processed snacks, refined sugar, fast food, and soda. These not only strip magnesium from your body, but also block its absorption, doubling the danger. If you want to protect your heart, brain, and energy, the solution is clear. Eat more whole, natural foods and cut back on the junk that drains your system. So the question is, will you keep ignoring the whispers your body is sending, or will you fuel it with what it's desperately asking for? Drop a comment below. Which magnesium-rich food are you adding to your meals starting today? And if you found this life-saving, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone you care about. It might just save their life. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. Thanks for watching.